Oi oi, Dodgy Retro here, down in the basement again, I mean up in the loft. Just having a bit of the old wimp toe. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Peach and girth flavour. Beautiful. So I got a little announcement to make. I'm not dodgy anymore. I got a brand new channel, the Retro Bulk. I had 1,000 subs, chuck that all in. But pop on over and I'll tell you all about it. Oh, beautiful. All jokes aside, Rodgy's had to start over afresh. He had way over 1,000 subscribers. I know he's not concerned about all that, but please jump over there to his new channel, Retro Hulk. There'll be a link in the description. Show him some love, subscribe. You won't regret it. Trust me, he's an absolute legend. Thank you. Guess who's back?
It's the blind child.
No, it isn't. This is 10 questions.
Whoa.
Originally asked by Tony Fighter 2 and now about to be answered by Mark Goes Blind Gaming. I'm gonna answer 10 questions today about gaming and the games that I play. I've got plenty to say, so I hope that you do not go away. It's time to play. Game boys, game girls, welcome back to the channel. Take it away now. Game on, players. So I'm going to do something a little bit different today. This is a video response to 10 questions, video game related, originally asked by Tony Fighter 2. And as most of you know, this one's been making the rounds on the tubes for a little while now. It's proving to be very popular indeed. I've seen loads of people getting involved, making videos and answering these questions, and I've really been enjoying them. I'm not going to name any names because I'll probably forget somebody. I don't want to leave anybody out. But as you're watching me, I suspect you know quite a few of these channels already and you've seen a few of these videos yourself. Anyhow, before I begin, I'd like to thank Retro Crisis for tagging me into this. I actually wasn't going to answer these questions as I don't have an on-screen presence like most others who took part in it. So, for those of you who are not knocking one out right now to my sexy voice and want to see something moving on the screen, I'll leave some of my epic gameplay footage running in the background. With that being said, let's get into it. Question 1. What sort of games do you like to play? Well, I like to play strip poker with your mum. Tricky question because I like to play all sorts of games. I enjoy most genres, old and new. I mean, I'm playing games I was playing in the 80s all the way up to like current gen. But saying that, these days I mostly seem to be playing 2D platformers. I mean, me and my son regularly play the classic Sonic and Mario games, as well as Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, Sonic Mania and Super Mario Wonder. As someone who likes to download those cheap as chips indie titles that only cost a couple of Euro pounds from the PSN sales, a lot of which seem to be absolute shite, I have to say those 8 or 16-bit retro inspired 2D platformers more often than not seem to be pretty good. These kind of games are great for someone like me, as I can stick them on for 5 or 10 minutes and give them a quick blast. There you have it. The kind of games I like to play are 2D platformers, I guess. Question 2. How much time do you spend playing games?
Time to play the game!
I'm going to answer this one like many others have done and say it changes. At the moment, not very much. I can't really give a daily, weekly, monthly, hourly estimate because it's never the same. Like a lot of you, I work a lot, I've got kids and other interests, like girthing your mum. So at the moment, if I'm lucky, I can get 5 to 20 minutes of playtime in a day, but most of the time I'm going 2 or 3 days without playing anything at all. If it's a rainy day and the kids are about, we may spend some family game time together for a couple of hours, which is nice. But lately we've been getting into the board games. We had a 4.5 hour Monopoly session the other day. Does that count as gaming? I'm usually off every other weekend, so those weeks in between where I've got a couple of days off within the week and the kids are at school, I try my very best to reserve one of those days to get some gaming in, although I probably only play 3 hours at most. Bored myself with that answer. I should have just said not very much. It's not like back in the day with those 10, 12, 18 hour epic gaming sessions. Oh, I'm so jealous of these kids today, playing all day, all night, with the only thing keeping them going is those cans of Blue Balls. This video is brought to you by Blue Balls Stimulating Energy Drink. Blue Balls Stimulating Energy Drink. It'll get you going, yet leaving you unsatisfied, craving for more. Blue Balls Energy Drink. It gives you wood. Now Blue Balls is available sugar-free. New Blue Balls Max. Maximum wood, no sugar, you get me. Do you think that video games can be educational? We don't need no education. We don't need no girth control. Hey, Savo, leave those kids alone. Of course video games can be educational. There's the obvious ones like hand-eye coordination, problem solving skills, and I forgot the next one, memory. As well as all those other things you middle-aged virgins have all covered. I can give you a couple of examples how gaming's been educational for my own kids. For instance, my son plays for a football team, but we're not really a football watching household, so I honestly believe that he's learned a lot about the game just from playing FIFA. I've tried to explain to him the offside rule so many times, but as simple as I tried to make it, he just didn't get it. Well, he finally got it after playing FC24 for a bit. I just made it up, but it could have been true. My kids are also bilingual, English being their second language, and I really do believe playing video games, reading the text and listening to the conversations of the characters, the stories and all that kind of shite has really helped them with their English skills. Yeah, they may have an English father, a mother who's an English teacher, as well as studying English at school, but I'm quite sure that gaming has had a far bigger impact on their English language skills than any of that other stuff. School's out for summer, school's out forever. What don't you like about video games? Well, that's easy. Just kidding, I love Sega. What don't I like? The usual. You go to play a game and then it asks you to do a fucking update. Buying new games that are not even full games. There's too much unnecessary DLC. They're just money grabbing bastards. Buying fucking FIFA year after year after year. It's the same game. It doesn't change, and as soon as the next one comes out, it's not worth anything. EA Sports, a bunch of cunts. And I'm sure there's many others I just can't think off the top of my head right now. Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch Joyless cons. I fucking hate those things. How much do you spend on video games? Not very much, because I'm cheap. I would say €20 £pounds bare minimum, as I do like to download quite a lot of games from the PSN sales. Mostly cheap as chips indie shite, but occasionally I'm known to spend as much as $10 on a proper game. I don't collect physical retro anymore, and when it comes to new games, I'm patient. I always wait for them to hit the sale, and I pick most of them up between 50 and 70% off the original price. Unfortunately, sometimes I do have to pay full price for a new game. For example, if a FIFA's just been released, my son has to have it at the same time as his mates. And of course there's Christmas and birthdays, picking up Switch games for the kids. So I probably spend about 20 to 100, 150 a month, but most of the time it's on the lower end. What is your favourite games console? My favourite games console is the Barcode Battler. Only joking. My brother actually ended up getting a Barcode Battler one Christmas. When he asked for a Game Boy, he was crying. My dad said to him, "What's the difference?" I don't remember him ever playing it, so my dad must have returned it. That's something I never see retro gaming collectors showing off. If any of you've got one, I'd love to see a video on it. Anyhows, I've gone way off subject. Favourite video games console? Ooh, this is a tricky one. Is it favourite of all time, or is it my favourite right now? Favourite console? Let me see. Let's go back in time. My favourite of the 80s has to be the ZX Spectrum. Yeah, I know the spec is not an actual console, but all I ever did was play games on it. Into the 90s, Mega Drive or Super Nintendo? Mega Drive, Super Tendo, Mega Drive, Tendo. I'm going to have to go Mega Drive. Definitely, yeah, Mega Drive. Late 90s and on, I'm going to have to go with PlayStation all the way. Yes, I am a Sony pony. So I'm going to have to go with PlayStation 4. It's what I spend the majority of my time gaming on. It has a fantastic library as well as plenty of retro goodness. I love to download cheap as chips games from the PSN sale, and I'm a huge fan of PlayStation Plus, although I don't appreciate that Sony just jacked up the prices a little while ago for the privilege. And the PS4 controller is the best ever. Whether you're playing games old or new, old or new, old or new, it just feels so natural. Another reason why it's my fave is because I don't just use it as a console. I have it hooked up to a 12-year-old Sony television. Therefore, I have all of my streaming streaming apps running through it. I like to Netflix and chill, watch you guys on the tubes, and boogie on down to Spotify. Fucking hell. For fuck's sake, am I gonna have to re-record all that shite? Fuck it, I'm keeping it. Let's move on. I love the fact that I can watch all my old Blu-rays and DVDs on it. And one of the things I love most about this console is it's given me the ability through Share Factory, its free editing app, to share my videos with you here on YouTube. It's free, quick and easy, just like your mum. What is your favourite video game? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Can anybody honestly say they actually have a favourite? Really? I mean, it'd be a lot easier if I could list my favourites, maybe even a top 10, but an actual favourite? You know something, there's a game I always come back to, and I've been quoted many times as saying, "It's the best game ever!" And that is Final Fantasy VII. An absolute game changer for me. I remember playing this for the first time back on my OG PlayStation, opening up that case and being amazed that it came on 3 discs. It was obvious to me right then that this game was going to be epic. Me and my friends played it 18 hours in a row and actually blew up my PlayStation. Don't worry, it was under guarantee. We took it back to the shop and got a new one. We were soon playing again. I'd never really played an RPG before, and I was just amazed by the depth of the story, the characters. The gameplay was out of this world. And that's when I fell in love with turn-based RPGs. The music's also amazing, and yeah, you may mock the graphics today, but you need to understand that was a huge technical graphical leap from the previous 16-bit era. I would say there's very few games that I've played through every single year since they were released. Of course, there's the OG Sonics and Marios, but most of those games you can get through in a couple of hours. This is most definitely the only RPG on that list. I mean, who's got time for that? I'm proud to say I've bought a copy of this on every single PlayStation since the original. I never get bored of it. I'm always excited to play it year after year. Actually, that reminds me, I haven't played it this year yet. It was actually part of my 12 RPG challenge, which I've only managed to finish 1 game on, but that's another story for another day. I love this game. Yeah, it's my favourite game of all time. I can say that with certainty.
The real Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Pity the fool.
What is your favourite video game movie? I know a lot of people say most of them are shite, but there's actually quite a few decent ones. For example, The Wizard, Tron, 8-Bit Christmas, Pixels, the Mario movie, the Sonic movies, and Detective Pikachu. Just kidding about the last one, that movie was shite. I know you probably think the Resident Evil movies are dog shit, but I've been wanting to I've been in love with Mila Jovovich. Bitch! Ever since I saw her naked in The Fifth Element as a teen, so you can literally stick her in anything and I'm gonna watch it. And I've got to show some love for the original Tomb Raider movies. What? I've been wanting to I've been in love with Angelina Jolie forever. Ooh, how could I forget Street Fighter 2 starring Van Damme, Kylie Minogue and that dude from the Addams Family. Yeah, I know it's just 90s cheese, but everybody's got their guilty pleasures. Anyhow, I've had a little think about it and I was going to go the same way as a few others and pick The Wizard. And to be fair, it probably is the best of the video game movies, but my favourite, I'm going to go in a little bit of a different direction and pick a documentary movie and say Man vs Snake, The Long and Twisted Tale of Nibbler. At least I think that's what it's called. Although I've only ever seen this movie once, I'm going to tell you why it's my favourite. Okay, so the basic premise is, from what I can remember, because I did watch this movie quite a few years ago, is there's this one dude trying to beat the world record on an arcade game called Nibbler, which I'd never heard of before watching this movie. At one point he plays the game for over 40 hours in a row. Why you man? Beat that, Geordie Slasher. I'm not going to tell you if he succeeds or not because of spoilers, but I highly recommend you check it out for yourselves. Anyhow, the reason I picked this as my favourite is I watched this movie by accident. I don't even remember where, probably a streaming service somewhere. I clicked on it accidentally, I don't remember. Age in memory. And after seeing it, I remember speaking to a friend, and this is where my age in memory fails me because I don't even know who it was. But they started, I'm going to ramble a bit because I can't be bothered to edit this shit out. They started to talk about Billy Mitchell, Twin Galaxies and all those controversies, which I'd never heard of before, because although I spent my childhood in arcades, it was probably almost a decade after the time of Donkey Kong and Pac-Man and all that shite. And yeah, so they started going on about Billy Mitchell and the controversies and the cheating and said, oh, have you ever seen King of Kong? And I was like, no, what's that? And they started telling me about it. So I checked out. That's another great movie, documentary even. And yeah, I went down this massive rabbit hole of the whole Twin Galaxies, Billy Mitchell thing, and I've been a little bit obsessed with it ever since. Who is your favourite video game character? I don't think I have one, to be honest. I need to pause this and think. And my nominations are, or true contenders, finalists, whatever you want to call them. Trevor from GTA 5. That guy's an absolute legend and my role model. OG Lara Croft, because I like big boobies. Leisure Suit Larry, or should it just be Larry? Duke Nukem. Michael Jackson, you gotta love Moonwalker. Michael, when he's saving those little kids. Michael, is he truly saving them though? I'm going to have to go for an egg-shaped childhood favourite of mine. And if you think you've guessed it from what's going on the screen right now, no, it's not Chucky Egg. Sorry David, I did warn you. I couldn't help myself. I told you I was going to do it. Yeah, that's right, it's Dizzy. Such a simply designed but beautiful character. I loved to play as all the time as a kid. There really were so many great Dizzy games on the Specky. I feel like I should stop recording right now and fire up some Treasure Island of fast food. Always such beautiful artwork on those games cases as well. Before answering this question, I honestly believed I don't have a favourite character. But thinking about it, I know a lot of you man babies have probably bought Sonic and Mario t-shirts over the years. You might even be wearing one right now. But I've actually have a couple of Dizzy t-shirts. Definitely had some funny looks from people when they see I've got a t-shirt on that has an image of an egg with eyes and mouth and wearing boxing gloves. There you have it. Dizzy's my favourite video game character. He actually really does remind me of somebody I used to know. God, I miss that guy. What is your least favourite type of game? My least favourite type of game is one where I can't see what I'm doing. Let me explain. So as someone who suffers with retinitis pigmentosa, I'm not going to explain it because boring. I'm extremely visually impaired. I'm actually registered blind. I know it's hard to believe due to my epic legendary pro gaming skills. Anyhow, my vision's slowly getting worse and I actually struggle to play most games these days. But 10 years ago there used to be so many games that I could play and I love to play, like block puzzle games, Tetris, Mean Bean Machine, Columns. I had so much fun playing with friends and family and I used to be pretty good at them as well. And now I struggle to see the shapes and the colours. I wouldn't say I'm colourblind, but just it's hard. I can't explain it. But basically those games have become unplayable to me. I see a lot of you playing like dark horror games, those free indie horror games, and I really would love to be able to play those, but they're just too dark. Sometimes I'm watching a YouTube video of someone playing them and it just looks like a black screen to me. It would just be impossible for me to play that kind of game. And some racing games give me problems as well. I was trying to play Gran Turismo the other day and I raced a few tracks. I know the track layout and it was all fine. And I was racing one track, I think it was like in a desert or somewhere, and it's just the way the light was that I couldn't really tell the difference between the road and what was next to the road. And I come to a bend and I just went straight off the road and I was like just driving in the sand or the grass or whatever the fuck it was. And I could not find my way back to the road. And I just lost it. I rage quit basically. Yeah, I don't think I can really add anything to that. So my answer is games I can't see. What a way to end a video with a negative question like that. The last question should have been, what is your favourite ... Well, that was fun. I really enjoyed doing that, apart from that last question. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly did. And I've been loving watching everybody's videos. This is really blown up. I recommend, if you haven't done one of these yet, do one. Do it. Trust me. I'm not going to tag anyone in because so many people's done this already. I know everybody's been asking other people to do it. So I'm going to leave this open and I'm going to say everybody's welcome to do it. I'm going on, I'm rambling. I've been speaking non-stop for 45 minutes. It's going to be fun to try and edit this down to a video you're all actually going to watch. What I will say before I go is thank you Tony Fighter 2 for doing these questions. He's linked in the description. Thank you Retro Crisis for tagging me into this. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. He's in the description. And also, please check out Rodgy's new channel and let's get him back to those 1,000 subs that he deserves. Oi oi! Thank you all for watching my stupid video. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, peace!
Make
YouTube, Garvey.
again. Thank you, Ohio! Yes, people!